people. I have wanted to sit down and do like coaching chats for YouTube for a while, and life, am I right? Like it just sneaks up on you and makes that kind of stuff hard. So today though, I had something like very specific, so I was like, that's it, Christina, we're gonna do this. So if you do not know me, my name is Christina Castle. I'm one of the coaches at Pro Physique, and I am also our director of transformation challenges. And so we put on transformation challenges about 3 times a year, and the goal is not always fat loss, but a lot of people do pursue that with them. But the big thing is trying to help people find consistency, joy, and success within making lifestyle changes that help them feel like they're moving forward towards improved health, maybe the physique that they've always wanted to have, maybe it's strength gains, physical gains, whatever it is. And so we try to make sure we're supporting all of that. And right now it is November 22nd. We're coming up on Thanksgiving, and it's the time of year where a lot of people are getting sick. And today I'm sick. And so I wanted to come in here and talk because what I'll hear from clients a lot, or from the members of our challenges, they'll ask, what should I do if I'm sick? Should I work out? How sick should I be to decide that it's not a good day for a workout? And things like that. And so I wanted to share my perspective as a coach, and also my perspective as an athlete and a mother, because there's a lot that goes into that decision-making process, right? For me, I have 4 children. I have a full-time coaching load, and then also being the director, I also help run our podcast, and then I'm a host on our podcast. And my kids are in travel all-star sports. I'm also an ultramarathoner who's routinely training for my next upcoming race, and I like to lift weights at least a few times a week so that I don't look like a marathoner, right? And so all of that comes into play with me being pulled into a lot of different directions routinely. So I tend to err on the side of let's go give it a shot. Let's go try. And so 9 times out of 10, if I have the sniffles or a cold or, gosh, honestly, even a fever, I will usually say, I'm gonna go work out. I'm gonna go try, and if it's not a good session, then okay. Because the way that I look at it is, with 4 kids, I always have somebody bringing something home. There's always somebody with the sniffles in the house when, you've got 3 kids that are in sports and go to school and go to gym daycare. Like, it's a lot, right? So the way that I think about it is like, if I can, then I should, because who knows what tomorrow will bring. Now, that being said, this cold, I was fine literally 12 hours ago. I had like a very slight sore throat where I was just like, what is that? And then by midnight last night, I woke up. I was like, what's wrong with me? Could not breathe. My husband said I was snoring like crazy. I have a Whoop and a Garmin because I'm ridiculous. And so they both track my sleep and my HRV and my recovery, and both of them were like, girl, maybe you should rest today. And I would normally ignore their recommendation, but I feel terrible. And so I'm not going to push it today. I have a big weekend, right? Today's Friday. Our 2 oldest children compete in all-star cheerleading, and we have a 2-day competition, and I am also their team mom, which means that when we're backstage, I am the parent that is responsible for all 16 children and making sure they get where they need to be, making sure they're taken care of, all of that kind of stuff. So if anything, if I'm looking at my priorities, yes, I would like to train today. Yes, I would have liked to get some cardio done. It sounds miserable. And I know I am the kind of person who does not easily err on the side of let's do it a different day. I'm somebody who's going to hold myself to my to-do list. And so for me, my priorities are that this weekend I'm going to be with a whole bunch of children between the ages of 7 and 11. And first thing in the morning, and they're going to be amped up on sugar and adrenaline because they're about to get on stage, and they need to have a Christina who can be very present for them and not be grumpy and unable to breathe and all of that. Now, can I control, even if I rest today? I might still feel that way tomorrow, but at least I'll know that I did not waste my body's recovery energy on a workout today. So today that would not make sense. And that's what I would tell a client, right? Like, go ahead and take the rest day. Where I get nervous sometimes with clients, and this is more to like my clients who are very new, who are beginners with their lifestyle and with exercise and things like that. Maybe they are somebody who has come to me for assistance because they routinely find themselves saying, oh, I'm too busy. Not today, tomorrow. We'll start Monday. Maybe there's somebody who's identified, I need accountability, I need this kind of stuff. And then that's where I'll be like, okay, let's really pay attention to those symptoms. Normally, I'll say that if your symptoms are, from the neck up and you don't have a chesty cough, but maybe you're just like congested, no fever, don't work out with a fever, that's silly. But like, if it's just like a head cold, I mean, a lot of the times I'm going to say, go give it a shot, pull it back a little bit, but get some movement, get that blood flow going. Usually we can stack behaviors. And so that's why I like to keep people kind of in their rhythm if they can. And maybe we just pull back intensity because even myself, on days that I work out, I will drink 3 Stanleys. On days that I do not work out, I'm lucky if I naturally get through 1 because I'm just not as thirsty because I hadn't worked out that day, right? And so I like to keep, even if it's just like, oh, I'll go get on my treadmill and walk and watch a TV show, I'll drink more water while I'm doing that. Now, obviously, I'm expending more and like all that. But what I'm saying is that usually if we do keep in those like health forward or fitness forward behaviors in our day, it encourages better eating habits, it encourages more hydration, recovery, and we stay in that mindset of this is important to me. Whereas if we throw it all to the side, even temporarily, that can be enough. I have had clients that have been like, well, I got sick for a week in June and it just threw me off for the entire summer. And then we're working on getting back to things. And so there is no one size fits all approach where it's like, okay, as long as your fever is below 101 and you don't have this, it's not always going to be the same way from person to person, training session to training session, and things like that. And so you really just have to pay attention to what is your body telling you, interpret it in a way of like, okay, am I just sick of my program? And so I'm trying to take a day off when I know that I should probably push myself. Am I being overly cautious and things like that? Or are you being a crazy person? I know sometimes I'm a crazy person. And so today I was like, no, Christina, you're going to sit down, you're going to stay in your cozy clothes and get some work done. Make a video. And so I would just encourage you to try and really work on that like personal deep dive of how do I usually approach these decisions and what really is the smartest thing for me over the next week, right? Thanksgiving is next week. We've got this big competition going on. There are stressors and things that on their own could make me feel worse, like could make my cold progress because they're going to keep me from, or like tomorrow is just going to be a very like high energy day and stuff like that. And so that alone could have nudged the cold like even further or kept my body being able to recover. And so I know the smartest thing that I could do for myself and for the kids and for my training next week is to take care of myself today. I will literally end up I'll miss 1 weight training session and I'm likely to miss 2 runs this week. But I have already completed 2 1-hour runs and 2, maybe 3 training sessions. My memory is not great today. But so it's not like I have been ineffective. Taking this time back is not going to ruin my gains. Taking this time is not going to ruin my progress with my running. But if I were to go and push it when like the warning bells are going off that are like, Christina, do not do this. If I went and pushed it, then there's the possibility that my body will be placed in an even lower level of energy reserves. It'll be grumpier with me. It might respond with more inflammation. It might respond, look, it's happy. It might respond with a whole host of things that would make stuff even more difficult for me to feel recovered on Monday morning when I'm hopeful to get back to stuff. So I hope that helped a little bit. Just kind of like a quick little chat of how to approach those kinds of things and how to decide, like, is today a day that I go and get that workout done? And then I'll say this as a mother of small children who put everything in their mouth and touch everything. If you are nasty and blowing your nose and coughing and being gross, don't go to the gym. Stay home and do something in your house so you don't get other people gross, right? We all lived that life. We had our life shut down because people were out running around being yuck. And so we got to take care of ourselves. We got to think back to like preschool, right? We don't send our kids when they're disgusting because we know they're all coughing in each other's mouths and, you know, doing stuff like that. So if you are yuck, right, then stay home. Maybe go for a walk outside. I will say that as somebody who loves cardio, I have noticed that usually if my congestion is just in my head and then I go for a very light jog, especially outside when it's kind of chilly out, my face will like release everything and I end up feeling better. Today, I have the very strong feeling that if I did that, it might feel good while I'm doing the activity, but it's going to come back and hit me like a truck. So we're not playing that game today. But sometimes it can be nice, that activity and the blood flow, which is why like I'll tell clients, like, I don't know, if something's calling you towards it, then yeah, go for it. But if everything in your body is like, hell no, that's a bad fucking idea, then don't waste the time. That one session is not going to change your life in terms of like you're going to grow all the muscle that day or you're going to burn all the body fat or get so strong in that one training session. So you just have to pay attention to like, what are my tendencies as a person? You know, are you somebody who is going to be the Kool-Aid man and run through the wall no matter what? You can't be stopped and you need someone to tell you to sit down? Or are you somebody who's going to err on the side of holding off or the comfort and like waiting for the perfect time and stuff like that? Then it might be nice to still go get a walk. That'll be my plan. I'm still going to try and get in like my step goal today, but I made sure to sit down like early in the morning. The kids are at school and stuff like that. Finish my desk work, get the stuff where my brain needs to be nice and on point, get that taken care of first, and then now the rest of the day I'll be focusing on things like hot tea, very gentle movement, rest, and blowing my nose approximately every 7 seconds. So if you have any questions for me or you have any ideas for other little short coaching chats like this, let me know and I will make sure to cover them. Have a good day.